So we're still in the fourth quadrant, which is all about the past. And now what we're looking at is the fourth step, which is associate. So Vanda, tell us all about associate.
Well, here what we're doing is the counterbalance. We've looked at the things we would have rather changed. We've pulled the lessons out. But you know, when we grow up, people tend not to maybe acknowledge the things that we do. And sometimes we've done things we know we put a lot of effort in, but nobody says, well done, way to go. And they don't acknowledge our successes. So we have to do it for ourselves. So that's quite simple. And what you do is run back over those 24 hours again. And this time you're looking for all the things that you did that you were proud of yourself, that you think, I put effort into that, I did well, I'm pleased with myself there. For example, if you did do the breathe in when somebody pushed your button, whoa, that's on your success for that day. Yes, 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 please, I did a good one. And what happens is that slowly but surely, as you count your successes, and now here's the counterbalance to your previous question, you count those on whichever is your dominant hand. And you hold on to those at the end of the time. You put them in your pocket, or possibly you would write them on a little piece of brightly colored paper and put them in a lovely jar. You keep track of your successes. You begin your success bank, and each day you're making a deposit. And what's important about that is that it helps quietly to build up your self-confidence, to build up your self-concept, to say, I am a worthy person. And this is so important when we look at the resilience, because when things knock us, we need to have enough strength and knowledge about how we have a lot of good in us to be able to sit there and go, okay, I may wobble, but I'm going to come back again and be center and ready to go forward. So here we're looking at the successes and counting them and relishing them and enjoying them.
So are we talking about, obviously there's a positive emotion thing going on there. Are we talking about trying to reconnect with the emotions of what happened at that success? Or are we just sort of puffing our chest out because we had the success?
Both. I like both, please. Anything that you can grab. So many people have very little. People don't say thank you as much as they used to. They don't get acknowledged. They feel it takes something from them to acknowledge someone else. And so if we have to do it for ourselves, then so be it. And so whatever means you can, think carefully. And the other plus about this, Michael, is that as you go through your day, you more consciously say to yourself, oh, actually, I did that rather well. That's rather good. That was nice. I'm going to put that in my successes. I'm dyslexic. And so filling a form for me is just not something that I like to do. And so consequently, if I filled in a form, I am very proud and it's definitely on my success, but nobody's going to go, Vanda, well done, you filled in a form. That's just not going to happen. But I know that I'm going to give myself some atta girls and way to goes every day for that thing that I have done.
Now, there's an often quoted statistic or ratio that for every one negative message, we need 10 positive to overcome that. We've just done the adjust bit as well, where we're looking back at those times where we would want to have done something different. Is there a ratio between these two steps that people need to be aware of?
Well, the ratio that I've heard, Michael, is 1 to 4, which is a little closer, not quite such an enormous gap. However, remember, we've put the negative completely aside. They've gone altogether. And all we're left with are the lessons that we want to hold on to. So in effect, we've already rolled over, moved the negative with respect to it and said, thank you very much, but you are now null and void. You are past. You have no power any longer. And yes, I can now concentrate on the successes. In a relationship, though, I think you always want to be careful and aware that you are giving as much positive as possible. You know, why not? It's really rather a nice thing to do.
Now, with the previous step, there was the kinesthetic of getting rid of something. Is there a similar one that we have for this with the dominant hand?
Yes. It is literally that you grab a hold of it, you hold onto it, and you could put it into a pocket, you can put it into your bag, you can. In some people, what they do is actually jot them on little note papers and keep them. Particularly if you're wanting to build up your self confidence and you think, there's a good one, there's a good one. And when you start to see a nice glass jar starting to fill up with these bright colored things of all the successes you've done, that is both a kinesthetic as well as a visual reminder of how basically good and solid and strong and resilient you are. And that's very, very important.
And I would echo that, having seen that work out so many times. So brilliant. Really looking forward to the next step now.